From KPRC 2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Khambrel Marshall.
And good morning and welcome to Houston Newsmakers, where it is a pleasure to start our first program of 2023 with Dr. Robert Sloan, the president of Houston Christian University, Reverend Garry Blackmon, the chair of the Houston Christian University Board of Trustees. It's great to see you both this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for starting out the new year with us here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Hey, there were a lot of things we started talking about. There's a lot of changes at Houston Christian University, including the name, which used to be Houston Baptist. There's a lot of progress that's been going on. We're going to talk about that, what's been going on and what is still to come. I will say we scheduled this opportunity several weeks ago before the recent allegations against the university. But let's talk about that for just a moment right off the top. Houston attorney Tony Busby is representing at least two women clients who accuse former associate head track coach and recruiter Cesar Figueroa of sexual misconduct while in his role and job at Houston Christian University. Figueroa was fired as a result of the allegations. And a statement from HCU says the university took appropriate action in this case and expects a court to agree. Dr. Sloan, what more can you tell me about the lawsuit and how the university is responding?
Thanks, Khambrel. Good to be with you. And yes, you know, the distinctive nature of Houston Christian makes these kinds of allegations very troubling for us. I mean, we take them very seriously, and we acted immediately upon hearing these kinds of allegations. So I know you'll understand and appreciate it is an ongoing case. We are doing some investigations and reviewing of everything that we can possibly find out, in addition to what we knew from the very beginning. So I'm really not able, since it is sort of pending litigation, to comment too much. But anyway, it's something we take very seriously.
How concerned are you about any damage to HCU, just the allegations to the image of HCU?
You know, universities and all corporations live off of their identity, and so it's very important to us. But we think, as an institution, acting with integrity is in keeping with who we are, and so that's what we're doing.
Well, I respect your position. I look forward to hearing more details as it all comes out about what's going on, and also about what you've done or not done in terms of the allegations as presented by the lawsuit there. But let's talk about the big news of last year. Your university changed the name. Everybody's known Houston Baptist forever. Now it's Houston Christian University. Reverend Blackman, why the name change, and what impact do you hope that's going to have?
Well, the board made the decision. Well, this has been a process long in the making, so it wasn't an abruptly decision that we made, off the cuff. Was a long process in the making, and the board decided back in May that we were going to do research and determine, but the main reason is that we wanted to be more inclusive in the sense of our Christian principles, and that we wanted to draw more Christians from different faiths into the body of Christ, into the university. And so, and not only to be inclusive in the fact that bring more Christians to our campus, but for the growth part. And we wanted to expand our numbers. Right now we're roughly at maybe 3,900 students, but we wanted to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 4,000 on campus and maybe 5,000, 6,000 online. So it was two components to that, to be inclusive in the sense of we don't lose our Christian identity and our Christian heritage, but also bring others into the faith, because we have many faiths on the campus, and we don't want that name to be a bad. And to have Christ in the center of our university in the words of Christian is a no-brainer for us.
Dr. Sloan, talk about how that evolved, because you've been there since 2006.
Yes, sir.
So it's been a while. At what point in time did it become, at least come up to you, that perhaps a name change might be something that would be something you'd want to do?
You know, when I was being interviewed back in 2006, in the spring of 2006, I didn't start until September 1st officially, but the search committee brought to me the fact that they already had an ad hoc committee that was studying the question of the name change. And in my now going on 17 years at Houston Christian, it has come up 4 different times in my 17-year period. That it was already an issue. And has been discussed by the board, as Reverend Blackman said, going way back into our history.
So, for people who may not know, is it a requirement to be a Christian to go to Houston Christian University? I mean, I know the answer to that, but I wanted to ask you.
No, it is not. It is a requirement for our faculty and staff to be professing Christians and to be sincere and active in their faith. But for students, we welcome students of all faiths and none. And so it's quite a diverse campus in terms of faith and backgrounds. But also, of course, we appeal particularly all across the city of Houston. And as Reverend Blackman said, we wanted to make sure. A man stopped me on the street and said, "Congratulations on the name change." And then I said, "Well, thank you." And he said, "You know, there's a lot of us Christians out there who aren't Baptists." and that sort of anecdotally, captures what we were doing.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the bottom line. The bottom line of your university is education. And I want to talk about one of the founders of Houston Christian University, and that's Stuart Morris, and what he continues to mean to the university. Here's a guy, particularly the new Morris Family Center for Law and Liberty, and which, when I saw it, I thought, hey, this place looks a lot like Independence Hall. And that was not an accident. Let's talk about that facility and that program, because you don't have a law program at HCU. So what's that impact of having that law center on the university at this point?
Sure. We have a criminal justice department that is growing like wildfire. And we do pre-law for students, and of course we have history and civics and government. But the Center for Law and Liberty is also not only for our own students and faculty and staff, but it is, as you said, a likeness of Independence Hall in Philadelphia. Of course, being in Texas is bigger than the one in Philadelphia, but the dimensions, the profile of it, it's really virtually a replica. But it's an outreach program as well. We have students of all ages whose faculty bring them there on field trips. We have church groups, we have civic groups and organizations. And it gets to the heart of what we are committed to as an institution. We're committed to all the great freedoms of our constitutional experience.
Reverend Blackman, you've been on the board for a number of years. You rolled off, you're back on now. What's the attraction for you to be a part and be associated so closely, especially now as a chair of the trustees with HCU?
Well, it is the intimate environment of the university, small university, and I don't mean small in terms of numbers, but small in terms of community. When students come on onto the campus, there's a sense, and young people are already connected, by social media, but so they love community. So to come on the university, and it's attractive because of the environment. The classrooms are small. You get a personal touch, and you get to speak to your professors one-on-one. The diversity of the university in terms of ethnicity, it reflects the city of Houston. Not only that, but we're in the city of Houston, the fourth largest city in the United States. And so we used to say HBU, the sort of kept secret of Houston, but we don't want to be that anymore.
Well, the nursing program has been one of those hidden gems at the university, because I know that I was there, I emceed in the program there last year, and you were honoring nurses from HCU last year. Surprised to find out how well that program is received in the community. Students who come out of HCU, health care providers know that if they come from HCU, they've come from a really good nursing program. That's been a hidden gem for a bit, hasn't it? Absolutely, absolutely. It's one of the outstanding nurses programs in the country. And so we're thankful that we get to provide students a way that they can come on and learn that profession. And we're right in the largest medical center in the world. Right. And so we're preparing those individuals to go right into their professions of nursing and medical. So it's a great opportunity. That's one of the existing programs. You talked about the pre-law programs. What are your plans now for expanding? And Reverend Blackman talked a little bit about that. What kind of numbers are you trying to do, or is it a number thing, or what kind of plan is there? Well, yes, we have set as a goal to grow to 10,000, 9 or 10,000 over the next decade, and that's done. One, by expanding some of the programs that we have, but also we're doing intensive research on the kinds of programs that our society and culture are needing in terms of expanding areas. Cybersecurity, for example, is very important. We've just started a cybersecurity program in engineering. So those are the kinds of things. Expansion of healthcare, energy,
Those kinds of things are very important to the city of Houston and to us.